Today, we're answering one question. Should you buy Celeste? Before I start, I want to say that I've been extremely happy with how my raspberry flavored videos have been doing, and thank you all for that. However, I want to start this mini-series to take a break from the monotone and boring editing of the RF series. Now let's get on to the video. Celeste is a 2D precision platformer originally developed by Maddie Makes Games, which eventually turned into extremely okay games. I want to create an accessible and mostly spoiler-free video, informing people what they can expect from the game before they make their purchase. So what exactly can you expect from Celeste? Firstly, one of the most talked about parts of the game, the death counter. Now, don't be put off by high death counters, as it should be viewed more like a progress meter than a fail counter. So always take pride in your death counter, no matter how embarrassingly large it may seem. The difficulty of the game should not be brought into question. It is a hard game, and you should expect to be challenged by it. It is important to remember, though, that the difficulty is where the game gets most of its fun factor from. The sense of satisfaction you get after beating a room or chapter that you've been stuck on for ages is monumental, and it is one of the biggest selling points of the game. Next, the story. I said I wouldn't put any spoilers in here, but if you like games that have a deep and relevant story that interacts with the gameplay but doesn't need to be understood in order to play the game, then that's Celeste. The intricacies of the story aren't many, but it can connect with the players in more ways than one, and if you play the game to completion, you get to experience the full Celeste story experience, which is truly one of the best stories I've ever seen. In short, it's a story about depression and self-identity, overcoming your own doubts and achieving things that you never thought you could do. It is fascinating how much a simple-looking game can impact you if you really take the time to understand the lore. But what if you're not interested in the story? Well, fear not, because Celeste has plenty of gameplay, featuring 7 main story chapters, an extra unlockable chapter for each of those main story chapters, as well as the bonus chapter 8 you get after finishing the main game. Oh, and if you see those red strawberries anywhere, yeah, there's 175 of them. Beating all of the other chapters unlocks the secret 9th chapter, along with the golden strawberries that you can claim by beating a whole chapter without dying, with there being 1 for each chapter, so 25 total. But Nova, you may say, you said no spoilers. Well, one annoying viewer, if you didn't whine, you'd realize that I didn't spoil everything, so there's still stuff for you to find out there. Now let's talk about the exo game stuff, so the price of the game. All prices in British pounds, except itch.io, which only supports US dollars. Conversions will be on screen. You can get the game on Steam for £16.75, on itch.io for $19.99, on Microsoft Store or on Xbox for £15.99, and it's included with Game Pass. On PlayStation for also £15.99, but it's on sale for £4.79 until the 25th of September 2024, so you get a discount if you're watching close to release. It's also included in PS Plus Extra, and it's £17.99 on the Switch eShop. Then there's the modding scene, which you can access if you get this game on Steam or itch.io. Editing Nova here to say that the game is also available on Epic Games. It's £14.99 there, conversion will again be on screen, and it also allows for modding, and I just completely forgot the game was on Epic. The game has a massive modding community with lots of extra content, so I highly recommend that you get it on one of those two if you're able to. It has a total of 32 Steam achievements, 31 PlayStation trophies, and has 30 Xbox achievements, which total 1000 gamerscore. The community surrounding the game is very supportive and helpful, unless you're xenophobic, in which case I don't think any game community will like you. And finally, a conclusion. Everything summed up into one, the short version of what I just said. Celeste has an amazing and deep story, lots of challenging gameplay, a great community, a huge modding scene, and although it isn't the cheapest game, you are certainly getting your money's worth. If that sounds good to you, it's definitely worth it. That was Should You Buy Celeste? And although I didn't answer the question, I hopefully gave you all the information you needed to make the best decision. Tell me if there are any games you want to see me cover next. And thank you all for watching.